Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Protopunks from Downtown Clown, and I've got another Pokemon Wi-Fi 5th Gen Black Battle against Ryan, the co-owner runner of this channel. So I'm using my OP raid team as he's going to lead with Victini, and I lead with the obvious Politoed. Now here, obvious Scald is obvious, so he's just going to go right into his Blissey 2.0, his especially defensive Eviolite Mantike with Water Absorb. So that doesn't really matter at all. I'm just going to go for a Toxic to, eventually kill him, wear him down. He's going to go for an Air Cutter, which is weird because that's really not going to do much at all because I'm like max spec D. And now I'm going to Encore him into Air Cutter because I know that it's not going to do anything to me and I don't want to get status or anything, and he misses, which is like no big deal. I get all the way back up to full health with my leftovers, and now I know he's going to have to switch because he can't do anything to me, so I go for a Toxic on the switch, which is sweet, but he goes into his, wow, really dick face Blissey, and I will poison it, which is like not really a big deal because it's got natural cure, and here I just go for a Perish Song because I want to know what status move it has, and it goes for a Toxic on my Politoed, which is not really a big deal because I saw he didn't really have any other weather changers. So Politoed's pretty much done its job. Now I'm going to switch out into my Toxicroak, my Pidgeottoad, and I'm just going to see, scare him out. But he actually double switches, predicting a switch, knowing I can't do anything, and he goes into his Espeon, or no, he goes on to his Haxorus, and here I make two bad misplays. I forget I have the Ice Punch, which I could have gone for because I know he's going to Dragon Dance, but I switch out going into my Ferrothorn to Thunder Wave it and pretty much cripple it, but he goes for Taunt, which is like, so now I'm kind of effed because he can just go for another Dragon Dance because I only have Power Whip and that's not going to do anything to this thing. So I have to go into my Politoed as fodder, hopefully, getting him to, I don't know, get an anti-crit or something, or outrage him into confusion or something ridiculous basically. But he just goes for the safe EQ, which is easily going to take me out because I don't have any physical bulk, and that thing is massive. Just massive. He gets the crit, which is kind of funny because I'm just like, hacks much, really? But it didn't mean anything. Now I'm going to go into Tornadus to bait him into going for the outrage because he knows that Earthquake won't do anything. And I go into Mind Torre to hopefully take the outrage because it's resisted, but 140 base attack plus 2 stab outrage is just rape. So that just actually owns me. Even though, I don't really have that many physical defensive EVs, but still, that's an easy 2-hit KO. Luckily, though, he's getting hit with Iron Barbs and Life Orb, so he's at a pretty low health right now. And I'm going to my Toxicroak because I have Sucker Punch and hopefully take it out, and I'm just like, please, God. And luckily I do. I could have cleaned him up with a Choice Banded Aqua Jet, but that, I don't want to lose my Toxicroak that early. He goes into his Espeon knowing he can scare me out, or at least sub on a Sucker Punch, and that's what he does. He goes for a sub, predicting a Sucker Punch, but I go switch into my Azumarill. Now I'm going to go for my Choice Banded Aqua Jet in the rain to take out his sub, as he goes for a Calm Mind, which is kind of weird. I would have just gone for a Psychic, because he's going to have to switch out now because he doesn't want to take another Aqua Jet. But it's whatever. So after leftovers, he's going to withdraw and go into his Mantike to take the Aqua Jet, which is, good play. I kind of predicted that, but at the same time, I really didn't want him to get up another Calm Mind, and that was my bad. I was multitasking. But yeah, so now I'm going to have to switch out as he switches out into his Espeon, so it's a double switch, and now he's just going to scout to see what I'm going to do. He's going to go for a sub, as I go for a Thunder in the rain, because this is a rain abusing Raikou, whatever you want to say. Go for the Thunder, breaks his sub. Now he feels like it's pretty safe play to go into his Mamoswine. So that's what he does. He goes into his Mamoswine to avoid thunder. But it doesn't really matter because I have an air balloon, so I can avoid EQ, and I'm just go for the Weather Ball, which is like, yes! Other Ball's a sick move on Raikou because it has 100 base power water move in the rain, which is sweet, and that is just going to absolutely own his Mamoswine. Now I'm just like, wow, really? As it goes back into his Blissey again to absolutely wall me, I'm going to predict the Toxic and go into Toad. Now I'm going to scare him out with a Drain Punch, but I predict him to go into Espeon again, and I go for the Ice Punch, but he actually makes a smart play and goes into his Victini, because he can take an Ice Punch, he can take a Drain Punch, whatever, and I get really lucky here. I get the Freeze Hacks, which is sweet, and now his Victini is pretty much crippled, so he just has to switch out of that. He's going to go back into his Espeon as I go for a Swords Dance, hoping he goes, I don't know, he stays in, I guess. I should have just gone for an Ice Punch, but it's whatever. Now I make some kind of dumb plays. I go for a Sucker Punch, hoping that he'll just want to kill me off with a Psychic, but he makes a smart play, goes for a Sub. Now I really should have switched out, because I really can't hit him, and I don't think he's going to Calm Mind. But he just kills me off and goes for a Psychic, and I guess I didn't have anyone to really take a Psychic, so I kind of just left like Toxicroak in, but whatever. He's got a Sub up. I go for a Azumarill. I go into a Azumarill, go for Aqua Jet to break the Sub, and he goes for another Calm Mind, which is really weird, because I think he must have thought I was going to go for a Waterfall or something. But either way, now he's going to predict me to predict him to go into Mantike, so he thinks I'm going to switch, but he's going to stay in, and I just go for the Aqua Jet again, because I really just want to kill this thing. And that is sweet for me, because his Espeon is dead. Now he knows that I can't do anything to him, so he's going to go back to his Mantike, so I go for Raikou on the Scald. I guess he wants to burn me. So I take a Scald, not as well as I thought, but I guess he's running special attack EVs, because that did a lot. You know, burn really wouldn't have mattered because I'm a special attacker. He's going to, you know, predict me to go for Thunder and go back into his dick face, fucking Blissey. They take the Thunder like an asshole that it is. Now I realize that my Raikou is kind of useless, because I mean, I don't really need it to take out his Mantike, and he's just gonna go for Toxic. So I'm pretty much just gonna fodder it out, see if I can get a crit hacks, double crit para, something, I don't know, wear down his Blissey, I guess. But it's not really gonna matter, because as I go for Thunder, he is just gonna go for a Wish. You know, and maybe if I had like a para hacks this turn, and then like a crit next turn, or 2 para haxes, or something ridiculously lucky, I could have killed it, but either way, his Blissey's just gonna stall me out with Toxic here, take Thunders to the face, hit me with a Seismic Toss, which is almost gonna kill me, but it doesn't. And now he's gonna get pretty much like all his health back with Wish. And I'm gonna die to Toxic this turn, which is, you know, it's chill. Because now I can go back safely into my Azumarill to scare it off with Superpower, as he's gonna go into his Mantike either as fodder or predicting a water move. And I just go for Superpower, and it's gonna really hurt this Mantike because it doesn't have much special defense, and that is choice banded, even though it is resisted. So now he's actually faster than me, which is like, eh. So he goes for a Scald, hoping for a burn, and luckily it doesn't burn me, because if he had burned me as -1 or -2 Superpower, probably wouldn't have killed, even with poison, I don't know, but that would have been bad. So luckily I don't get burned, I kill him off, and now I'm at -2 attack as he brings in his Victini, and luckily this thing is frozen, because otherwise he would have been able to hit my Tornadus with like a Fire Blast or a V-Create on the switch, but he's still frozen, so I go for Hurricane, and I probably should have named this thing like Katrina or something, but that would have been a dick move, but it's whatever. Clean it up with Hurricane, and now he's going to go back into his last dude, his douchebag fucking Blissey. I go for a taunt, on the Toxic, I guess he's gonna go, yeah. And I'm pretty much just gonna wear this thing down as far as I can with Taunt and Focus Blast so that my Azumarill can easily clean it up and doesn't have to get like Protect stalled. Go for Focus Blast. It hits. It does like 45%, which is pretty sweet. And I'm hoping like, maybe I can get a 2-hit KO at this distance. But it's got lefties, so it's not gonna do much. I go for another Focus Blast. It hits again, which is like sweet. Getting a decent amount of hacks this game. And it brings it down really low, like that's only like 100 health, or no. For Blissey, that's like 50 health, I don't know. Goes for another Seismic Toss, but this turn, actually, the taunt wears off. So that sucks for me. He's just gonna be a little dick and protect and get some lefties back, because I really just want this thing taunted, because I don't think a Hurricane will kill at this health, and I don't want to risk a Focus Blast missing, so I want to ensure that my Azumarill can come in and clean it up with a superpower. So I just go for Taunt again as he gets a double protect. Now on turn 3, go for the Taunt, and he's gonna clean me up with Seismic Toss, which is like totally chill. He's gonna get more lefties back. But now I'm gonna go back into my Azumarill, and that is gonna be a good game because he can only Seismic Toss me, and that is not gonna hit me for very much at all. So I go for a Choice Banded Superpower to the face. F you, Blissey. So it's a good game, Ryan. There's a couple timely misplays in the beginning, a couple hacks that could have gone his way and could have been bad, but overall pretty clean, narrow 1-0 by me. So comment, rate, subscribe if you like this, and I'll see y'all later.